Now we will see how to filter the content by geography. In order to do so, in the multi-channel view, we need to go with the mouse on the one of the content in the channel and open the channel setting. When we open the channel setting, we have many options. One of these is the countries. It's the first geography option. We can change here the country from which the channel is taking the content. For example, we can remove Australia and push on US. In this case, or for example, Italy. In this case, we will see Facebook post from Italian newspaper. Another option is to select more than one country. In order to select more than one country, we need to keep the Alt key pressed. So if we keep the Alt key pressed, we can select US and Australia. So the system will mix the content from more than one country. We go back to Australia. Another option is to use the states. When we go on states and we open the menu, we can start to type, for example, New South Wales. Doing so, we are selecting all the posts. In this case, we are on Facebook, so we are selecting all the posts coming from a user which is located in New South Wales. In this case, for example, we are seeing the Daily Telegraph, 7 News Sydney, and so on. Another option is to filter by cities. In this case, we can write, for example, Sydney. The system will suggest us many cities that are in Australia. We can select Sydney, and the system will filter not only for New South Wales but also for Sydney. It is also possible to do something different. It's possible to say to the system that you want to see something except for the one in the filter. So, for example, we can say I want to see every post that is not from New South Wales. To do so, I push the I button, which is near New South Wales. When I push this button, the system will delete from the channel all the content that are from New South Wales. When we are not in the multi-channel view, we can use the geography options using the bar that is here on top of the channel. Let's see on a channel which is about news and not social post. For example, here I can select the country like we have already done. Okay, we have the filter about New South Wales, so we're not finding any news in the other country. But if we delete that filter, we can start to select different country, and we see content from different country here in the channel. At the same time, we can do like we have already done. We select more than one country, US and Australia. In this case, we see only US news because US news are performing better considering that they have a larger population. So we see mostly news about this. And we can also select the state, so New South Wales, Queensland, for example. Now we are seeing content from New South Wales or Queensland. But we can also say, okay, I don't want to see content from New South Wales, so we will see only content that is not from New South Wales. We can use the city, like we did previously. So, for example, we can put Sydney. In this case, we are filtering for news that are in Sydney, that are located in Sydney. The difference between the geography filter that we apply on the social networks and the geography filter that we apply on the news is that on the news, the system is selecting not the news coming from newspaper in Sydney, but is selecting the news talking about Sydney. Instead, when we do this on Facebook, On Twitter, on Instagram, or LinkedIn, we are selecting posts coming from authors which are in Sydney, so that are related to Sydney.